I had this idea for a while where I do a Doors gameplay, and each time I encounter an entity, I draw it. And with the archives releasing soon, I thought this would be a fun challenge idea. I'll be starting with the Backdoors and work my way up to the hotel and to the mines. I'm not doing the outdoors. It'll be a separate video where I also draw the archives entities. And no way in hell I'm doing the rooms entities. I'm mainly sticking to the original canon designs, plus going off the lighting from the original renders. But there are some parts in the designs that I will add in. I'm not trying to make it look like those redesigned slops. How I see myself as a figure fiction kin type shit. Alright, let's do this shit. Starting with the back doors, you spawn in and grab the key and then make your way. While recording footage from the back doors, I died a couple times, a few times from haste and one that you would get to see in this footage. I looted some coins and found a starlight vial, and encountered Blitz. I hate Blitz. He pisses me off. I get so confused whenever he rebounds, so when I thought he left or he's taking his sweet time to come to the room, I leave the closet early and die. After Blitz is gone, I use the starlight to speedrun. When I came to this next room, I heard the Lookman's ambience. I don't really have that big of a problem with Lookman, just annoying I guess. I went through some more rooms and this is the part where I die. Blitz is coming, I pulled the lever, closets were behind me. I thought this door would be like a side room and there would be some closets or like a corner I could hide in there, but it turned out to be a vacuum. So next footage, found a starlight, went through some stairs, found a vacuum, another starlight, Blitz went through, more starlight, you get the gist. And then I took damage from Lookman. And then almost having a near death encounter from haste. Damage from Lookman again, and then died to haste. I'm not gonna waste your time on this next footage because that's the footage where I beat the game, plus I did all the entities from there, so onto the hotel. You spawn in and grab the key, same thing. I thought I was gonna encounter Rush first, because the lights flickered, but I guess not. Found vitamins, and then the first entity I encountered was Eyes, and then after that was Rush. I don't have a problem with Eyes, just also annoying. Like when you open up the next room and then all of a sudden you take damage from this guy. Rush I also don't have a problem with. He's always taking his sweet time. The first design I made of him was this, and I thought it was a bit ugly, so I redrew him. Survived a double team from both Eyes and Rush again. Sequel began to make his grand appearance. I didn't hear Rush at first until I heard his oncoming sound, and then I quickly hid under the bed. And then Seek. I was gonna go for the Doors salute, but then the cutscene triggered. I drew Seek a couple times, but at first when I drew him I gave him a long jawline. Seek is supposed to be chopped, not whatever this is. Apart from his design, I hate they would make his footsteps sound like he's right in your ass. They make his stompers loud even when he's just a few feet away from you. After that, Rush took a sweet time, and then Screech, and then the Meat Man himself, Figure. Screech, no big I guess, just no comment. Also no comment. Did you know that Figure's mechanics was broken for a few weeks? He wouldn't chase you when you're casually walking around instead of crouching. I still miss that bug, but it is what it is, I guess. And then after that, mini jump scare from Timothy, and then you encounter El Goblino, Jeff, and Bob. Nothing special from Timothy, he's just Timothy. I like El Goblino a lot, he's just a little guy. Jeff. I decided to exclude his shop. You just be Jeff without the shop. And Bob. Bob is just Bob. He's a fucking corpse, bro. I made a brutal decision to switch the beer for lockpicks, or I regret it when I was at the end. In the infirmary, at first I was going to use the skeleton's key to go to the outdoors, but then I used it on the herd plant, and then dropped it. Found some stardust, seek, song and dance, found Halt, and then all of a sudden ambush, and then dupe. One thing I would say about Halt, Halt is a bitch. An ambush is, well, ambush is spooky. Dupe, he just sucks. And then made it to the greenhouse. Got hit by Isaac a couple times, getting duped. The close call was Rush, and then made it to the last part, the final boss. You get all the circus, do the breaker, you reach the elevator, and then the game ends, besides leaving you with a cutscene. End of floor 1 and down to floor 2. Crash landing into the mines, you find lights, shove them into the generator, and make your way. There isn't much entity sets in the mines that I gotta draw, so that makes my job a lot easier. I wasted 2 fucking minutes trying to find the lights. One that was in the chest behind the generator, and one at one of the lockers on the starting point. Like in every mines run, when you reach door 1, you push a lever, push the carts, and it'll bring some boards. Cool mechanic. At door 3, this is where I counted the first entity. Not Screech, but getting jump scared by Giggle. Giggle. I don't have that much of a problem with Giggle. Yeah, they're annoying, but they're easy to avoid. Just have a light in their eyes and you'll be good to go. I came across Timothy, and then used my last lockpick, all for a clock and some bandages, and then almost having a close encounter with Giggle again, and then encountered Rush, and then of course Figure, following this target down to the fucking mines, because of course you do. Then encountered the Gloom Bats. I decided to draw only one Gloom Bat, so it'll make it a lot easier on myself. They're also easy to avoid, but also annoying when it comes to dark rooms, so you can't shine your light. Just throw a glow stick. After that I got duped. Again, there's barely new entities in the mines that I gotta draw, and I already drew the entities that was already in the hotel. I'm not gonna waste your time with some boring fucking walking simulator gameplay, so I'm just skipping to the parts where I counter entities that I haven't drawn yet. After the Seek Chase, there's the Queen Grumble. I'm only doing the Queen Grumble and not the other Grumbles, because it's easier. In the gameplay footage, I also went out of my way to crucify it, so I can get the badge. I barely use the crucifix anyway, unless I'm in dire situations. And then at door 200, you finish off the final boss with Seek in the dam, as you jump over platform to platform, turning off valves. I'm only doing the critters that comes out of Seek. I already did Seek, but I don't want to do the goopy shit version of himself. I'm only doing the sludge, the worm, and the hand that comes out. After you finish him off, you turn on the generator, and then reach to the top where you reach the castle, with a cutscene. End of floor 2. So yeah, that's all for this video I guess. I'll come back and do this challenge again when the archives releases. I'll do both the archives and the outdoors entities. During the entities was tedious but still fun either way, and this challenge was fun too. So yeah, that's about it. See ya.